sideways to the beach, and then we'll all three get in.
The dynamics of this exercise today is that we're tasking a federal resource unit, Miami-Dade Task Force 1, for a simulated flooded property. And so the responders are having to negotiate the water to get to the house. They had indications from a canine that there were people trapped inside, so they made an attempt to yell out with nobody responding. The dog again alerted. They took the boats, they paddled out to the structures. Their availability to that particular structure was only through the roof, so they chopped a hole through.
I see something.
And on the first property, that's where they've located about 5 or 6 patients, some of those non-ambulatory.
Okay, stay clear of this. Put your head down. I got number 3 coming out.
Send her to the back of the boat.
They're in the process of getting ready to move through the second-story house right now, and their only accessibility is through the roof. They are getting indication that there are victims in there as well.
Nice and slow. Now. Okay, now, this is what we're gonna do.
This all simulates what happened in Katrina. It could very easily occur here as a result of a hurricane or a release from our dike system or anything like that that could cause a mass amount of flooding.
Head first out.
Want to
okay?
go foot?
Then we've got to turn her all the way.
We'll slide it all the way this way.
Are you sure you want to keep her like this?
Well, when we get around, she's going to be down like that. So it'll be just for a moment.
Okay.
I
I
think
thought we were get her out.
think it would be easier head first.
Yeah, head first out,
Like this.
and then they can curve her out there. Correct.
But also protect her and save her.
Correct. Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Trying to need it.
This is a challenge beyond anything they've done before because accessibility is very difficult.
Get over this.
We've added the height, and then by having non-ambulatory patients on the inside, it becomes a challenge on how do they get them out. And so they're going to have to build mechanical advantage systems using high point anchor systems to make contact with the patient, secure the patients, remove them, bring them back to the dry land, triage them, and then send them for treatment.
Whether it is an urban search and rescue scenario or a flooding scenario or a pandemic, epidemic, whatever it might be, you have these incident management teams that are working together throughout the years, building that rapport to manage these task forces as they come. A lot of them, like Task Force 1 here out of Miami, they can manage themselves for quite a long period of time because they're self-sustained. For the light technical rescue teams, they need some support, they need some management, and even these guys, they need to know where to be sent when they get on an incident so that duplication doesn't take place. So that's what this does for us on this incident.
Don't worry, we got
No, I don't know if the mom and dad are back yet.
okay, sweetie. Have a seat.
They could
Have
be.
a seat.
As they deal with these patients, we had students that were moulaged up. They were acting as if they had various types of head injuries or fractures, and it makes it even that much more realistic because we're focusing in on providing the trauma and medical care that's required, and all of us are capable of handling.
I came back because I heard there was a flood.
Okay.
My parents are in that house and my friends are in that.
You need somebody like a Houston Park. Houston has been absolutely phenomenal in putting this together for the last 2 years. It actually was held up in North Florida at Camp Blanding in the past, and we would have military personnel involved as well. But Houston and the Special Operations team, they've done a phenomenal job in putting these together. A lot of it at their own expense, their own time, and their own effort, as well as the incident management team, just being willing to come together and work together. That's what it really takes, is a core groups of people to get this done, and some dedication to really work together and not wait for the incident to occur and then try to figure out what's going to happen.
Oh, hold on a second.
Here, they're still in there.
Here, come with me, dear. Come with me. Come on, come with me. Come with me, dear. Come here.
The reason we went to a second-story house is because of the challenge and because of reality. Okay, if we have a flooded environment, it may not be as simple as a one-story house. It may be a two-story house, and that poses a great challenge. If you look at what happened in Katrina, the only accessibility they had was with aircraft, with helicopters. And that is an option that they have. However, we've built into the scenario that they can't have the aircraft today.
Yeah.
Let him know it's the plan.
We're trying to make sure that people are prepared. There are a lot of resources within Palm Beach County that are available and within the state, and we're trying to open people's eyes up to the possibilities of what you have available to you that is just within your community, within the region, within the state, and within the nation. The exercise today is a collapse of a parking garage in a building secondary to an explosion. It is also, that explosion also caused a dam to break, so you've got an area within the community that's been flooded and people are stuck in their roofs, in the attic space within their house. So these task forces, these operations are going to come in and they're going to rescue those people and also rescue people out of that collapsed area.
Medical plan, this is one of the most important things that we need to go over, and it's in the IAP.
The aspect of training is phenomenal. We've been setting up this area since Monday. We put together our Western shelters here, which actually belong to the Palm Beach County Health Department. They're a state asset, however, so the state can issue them, and we have state representatives here, so we can utilize those assets to put them together. And the training, both hands-on for the guys at the end of the drill and the hammer, as well as those people who are involved in the management, has been fantastic. We've been able to troubleshoot and work through issues since Monday, and it's been a great training experience for everybody.